There are a ton of cool characters in Marvel that I really like. Doctor Doom is one of my favorites, alongside Magneto, Iron Man, and Gambit. God, Gambit and Magneto are so cool. Gambit has an awesome personality, and Magneto can say some hard lines and lift an entire fucking bridge. But there is one character that I feel I have a personal connection with, and that is Venom. Ever since I was a kid, I always thought Venom was awesome. And I first learned of Venom from the third Spider-Man movie. And he's one of my favorite things about Spider-Man. I mean, come on. Him sticking his tongue out is so badass. But then I saw different versions of Venom, and I will always prefer a more bulky or muscular one compared to the trilogy one. But anyway, who is Venom? Venom is an alien symbiote made of goo who needs a host to survive and has a symbiotic relationship with them. Back when I had biology in high school, I learned of the different types of relationships that animals have with each other. Like a symbiotic relationship is where both animals benefit from one another. An example of this is a bird cleaning an alligator's mouth. The bird gets to eat and the alligator won't eat it, and it gets its teeth cleaned. Now a parasitic relationship is like a tick on a dog. Only the tick benefits by sucking out the dog's blood, and the dog won't like it. Poor dog. Now I bring this up because the relationship the alien has with its host is a symbiotic one. The alien strengthens the human host, while the human host helps nourish the alien. But the one bad thing is, it brings out the worst in its host. Remember Bully Maguire? That was the side effect of Spider-Man being its host because it feeds on hatred. There are a lot of different Venoms out there, but the most common way of Venom becoming Venom is when Spider-Man bonds with a symbiote first, and then a guy named Eddie Brock later obtains a symbiote after Spider-Man realizes what the alien does to him and makes him a better person to the people he cares about and super violent towards the bad guys. There are a ton of versions of Venom, but that's basically what Venom is. The one thing I love about Venom is his design. Every time I see a picture of Venom, I go, oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I feel joy every time I see a cool picture of Venom. I love his razor sharp teeth, his really long tongue, and how unhinged his mouth is. And I can't forget how the spider emblem on his chest is perfection. Also, Venom has really cool powers. He's basically a bigger, stronger Spider-Man that can shoot webs, stick to walls, and has the classic Spidey sense, but he's made of alien goo, and he can turn his arm and body into basically anything he wants. Although he does have a strong weakness to fire, and the vibrations of metal clanging into each other. There are a few versions of Venom that I really love, and that are my favorites. First up is the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I really like this cartoon, the intro is a banger, and this is where the famous shocker scream came from. But anyway, I really liked Venom in this show. Basically, Eddie Brock thinks Spider-Man ruined his life after Eddie lied about him in a newspaper article, and he later becomes Venom sometime after that. It's been a while since I've watched the show, but I do remember that I love his outlines, and he also drove a truck to chase Spider-Man, which is really funny. But anyway, in the show he has this blue and red outline, and I really love it. He's already got a great design, but those outlines just make it even better. Then there's the spectacular Spider-Man one, and ooh, it's another great version. Venom is a lot bulkier than Spider-Man, and that's how I prefer him. But what I like about this one is how Spider-Man fights the symbiote itself. At one fight, he realizes he can't beat Venom, but then he realizes the symbiote still misses him and tricks it into leaving Eddie as it returns to Peter, and he stops it by fighting it internally and to not let the symbiote influence him to merge again. Then there's Eddie that I like too. In the show, he was actually a really nice guy, and him and Peter are really good friends, and he's like Peter's big brother. But there are certain key events during the show that Eddie starts to hate Peter, and with good reason. The first example is, everyone thought Peter ran off to take pictures of the lizard instead of helping them stop Dr. Connors, when, you know, he was actually there as Spider-Man in that one episode. But that was the tipping point. Then the other time is when Peter didn't know that Aunt May was in the hospital while he was exhausted from having the symbiote on him too. And it's pretty sad that their relationship falls apart, especially after he becomes Venom and truly starts to hate Peter. This is a great version of Venom, and I kind of think of the symbiote as a jealous ex-girlfriend. Then there's the Venom Sony movies, and I actually really like them. I know a lot of people are mixed on it, and I respect their opinions about it, but I actually enjoy the movies, except I haven't seen the last one yet though. But what I really liked about the movies was Eddie's and Venom's relationship. I like that they actually care about each other, while most of the time in other media the symbiote just uses Eddie and doesn't care for him. But this time they act like an old married couple, and I like that approach. I find them really funny, like when they argue about Venom eating people, and not chickens, because the chickens have feelings, and this funny scene of Venom at the rave. The fights in the movies are pretty awesome too, especially when Carnage said the name of the second movie. The only thing I didn't like was how Eddie and Venom didn't fight Spider-Man in No Way Home, when they were sent to the same universe as Tom Holland's Spider-Man and just sat in a bar. But that's my only gripe though. Even though Venom said that he and Eddie are both losers, they're not in my eyes. And the last Venom I really liked was in Spider-Man 2. So in Spider-Man 2, Peter gets a symbiote again, and Miles helps him realize what it's doing to him, and he takes it off. This was a pretty cool boss fight too. Instead of Eddie Brock, Peter's best friend Harry later becomes the host of Venom, and there's one level where you actually get to play as Venom, and it's really fun as you tear up the Oscorp building, and you fight Kraven too. His final boss fight was pretty cool as he grows wings and becomes even more awesome. Also, props to Tony Todd as he voiced him and is the best sounding version of Venom in my opinion. Rest in peace, man.
We're going to heal everyone.
I really like Venom in the cartoons and other stuff. I thought he was very entertaining. I will definitely say that Venom is my favorite Marvel character, and he's got a lot of different versions that I love. As long as he's big and bulky, he'll always be my favorite. I really like him, especially since I keep buying stuff of him. Like this poster, for example. My landlord for my keys are literally of Venom. And I have some comics here of him that I bought a long time ago. I bought this one because I thought the cover of it looked super cool. But I recently did read it, and I kind of think the plot was kind of dumb in it. Basically, Venom kidnaps Spider-Man's parents to protect them from Spider-Man. At least this comic was still pretty cool whenever he and Spider-Man fought, so it's still pretty good though. And the cover, and this thing is still a beautiful comic. And out of all the cartoons, I will always have the highest appreciation for the Spectacular Spider-Man, and for good reasons too, especially Steve Blum as the Green Goblin. But yeah, I really like Venom. He's really cool, he's an alien version of Spider-Man, and he just looks awesome. So comment down below your favorite Marvel character and version of Venom. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I will see you later. Goodbye, and I have a parasite of my own that I gotta deal with. Hey! Well, if that's the case, then no Kirby's Dream Man collection for you, then. Some people, I'm out of here. I don't know what he's so upset about. I'm more of a Metroid guy.